Good morning everyone. Welcome to French exhibition. Today, the students of French Club of Mount Carmel School Chandigarh will take you on a joyful ride to France. So let's go. Now, the students of class 5 will showcase their collage made on various topics.
Greetings for the day. I am Gia Shama Benz of 5th C. I am a member of French Club of Mount Carmel. Today I will speak about French perfumes and cheese. It is in 1370 that the first perfume made in France. Gourlian is the oldest perfume of France. Chamouk is the world's costliest perfume, costing $1.3 million. Now let us talk about French cheese. The history of cheese making is age-old. Human consumption of milk dates back to the first farms of 11,000 to 6,000 BC. Cantal is the French oldest cheese with shelf life of 6 months to 1 year. Camembert is the most famous cheese in France. Thank you.
The students of class 7 will tell us about the greetings, culture, and monuments of France. Gaurika Sharma of class 7A will give us some interesting facts about Louvre Museum and its architectural pyramid.
Hello everyone, my name is Gaurika Sharma. I study in class 7th A and today I'm going to tell you about the most famous museum of France. Yes, it's the Louvre Museum. The Louvre or the Louvre Museum is the world's most visited museum and a historic monument in Paris, France. It is the home of many ancient arts. You know the world's most famous painting? Yes, the Mona Lisa. The original painting of Mona Lisa by Da Vinci Code is kept in this attractive museum. The Louvre is not just a museum, it's one of the most famous tourist attractions in Paris, and the Louvre Pyramid is one of the best recognized structure in the city. As I mentioned that it is the biggest art museum in the world, and I really want to stress this fact. It's enormous. The Louvre is divided into 8 departments. Egyptian antiquities, Near Eastern antiquities, Greek Etruscan and Roman antiquities, Islamic art, sculpture, decorative arts, paintings, and prints and drawings.
Hope the information provided by me is helpful. Thank you.
Prisha Batra of class 10F will take us on a virtual tour of France.
Salut, I am Prisha of class 10F and as a member of French Club, I would like to introduce some cultures and monuments of France. So let's get started. Cultures. Cheese. France has the highest consumption of cheese per capita in the world. Each region has its own cheese specialty. So there are more than 1,600 types of cheese in France. Many French dishes are based on cheese. The most famous ones are the raclette, fondue or tartiflette. But on a daily basis, cheese is served at lunch and dinner, just before dessert. It's not surprising to have a selection of at least 3 cheeses for any regular meal. And don't think about eating it with crackers. French eat their cheese only with bread and croissant. French people buy and eat a lot of bread. There isn't a meal where the bread wouldn't have a spot on the table. Almost every village has a bakery where you can buy fresh bread and croissants daily. And the fact is, there are more than 35,000 bakeries in France, and one bakery owns 1,800 people. Champagne and wines. France has an incredible variety of wines. For foreigners, French wines can be very confusing. They have the name of the rain, sometimes the tiny area, rather than the name of the grape. There are strict rules to be able to use a region's name. To choose a wine, you have to know what kind of wine they produce in which area. Perfume. When it comes to the art of perfumes, France ranks as exceptional and considered to have produced best popular French perfume in the world. Mostly thanks to many of the greatest names in the perfume industry, Chanel, Christian Dior, Hermes. Monuments. Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower was built to be one of the main attractions at the Paris World's Fair in 1889. The Eiffel Tower is made of iron, not steel. The puddle iron that makes up the Eiffel Tower structure came from the Pomfrey forges. There are 3 restaurants located on the Eiffel Tower. Open for lunch, dinner, or a glass of champagne, the restaurants offer chic, picnic-style lunches as well as traditional 3-course French meals. Situated on the 2nd floor is the Eiffel Tower's Michelin-starred Jules Verne restaurant, as most expensive restaurant of Europe. Arc de Triomphe. Standing at the right bank of River Seine, the Triumphal Arch has been part of France's rich history and heritage for years. One of the most popular monuments in Europe and one of the most visited in the world. Originally commissioned by Napoleon I, the famous arch was completed under the watch of the French king, Louis Philippe, who dedicated the monument to the armies of the Revolution and the Empire. Saint-Chapelle. The Saint-Chapelle was commissioned by King Louis IX, possibly from architect Pierre of Montreal between 1242 and 1248 in the Palais de la Cite, then the royal residence. Consecrated in 1248, the sacred shrine was designed to house the relics of the Passion of Christ. Louvre Museum. The Louvre was originally built as fortress in 1190, but was reconstructed in the 16th century to serve as a royal palace. The Mona Lisa painting is one of the most emblematic portraits in the history of art, where it is located at the Louvre. Painted by Leonardo da Vinci in the 16th century, it joined the collection of the court of France before being added to the work on display at the Louvre Museum. Nevertheless, the museum requires visitors to approach through intense shadow below a heavy cube to reach the entrance before encountering the illuminated artwork, a gesture which shows vestiges of peace approach at the Iverson Museum. Mercy.
We will now learn some facts about French as a language and also will enhance our French vocabulary. So listen carefully what Sanidhya of class 10F has for us.
Bonjour à tous, I'm Sanidhya and as a French club member, I'm here to introduce some French vocabularies for school to you all. Before we go on, I just want to add some facts about this language of France. Firstly, you won't believe there are around 220 million French speakers worldwide, and this language is spoken in about 129 countries and is also the first or the second official language in many of those countries. Second, about 45% of modern English words are of French origin. You must have heard words like apostrophe, fiancé, déjà vu, allowance, etc. And you will be surprised to know that these words are actually of French. Then, this language is also known as the language of romance too. And why won't it be? French is the most elegant and the decent language I've ever heard. French also has great number of homophones, which are the words sharing the same pronunciation but with different spellings and meanings. And this makes it easier to create tongue twisters. So now let us begin with le vocabulaire de l'école, meaning vocabularies of schools. Let's start with the first thing we do before going to school, that is wear uniform. So uniform is simply known as uniform. I repeat, uniform. And then we grab our school bags. So a school bag in French is known as a sac. Again, sac. Then we board the school bus, which is called la bus de l'école. I repeat, la bus de l'école. And then of course we reach to our schools. So it is known as école. I repeat, école. Then we reach our classrooms, which is known as class. I repeat, class. Then we take our places on our respective tables and chairs. Table is known as table. I repeat, table. And chair is known as chaise. I repeat, chaise. So together they make table chaise. I repeat, table chaise. And now it is time to take our books and notebooks from our sac. Books are known as livre. I repeat, livre. And notebooks are known as cahier. I repeat, cahier. Now how can we miss stationery? A pencil box is known as casse de crayon. I repeat, casse de crayon. A pen is known as stylo. I repeat, stylo. And a pencil is known as crayon. I repeat, crayon. An eraser is known as gomme. I repeat, gomme. And a sharpener is known as taille crayon. I repeat, taille crayon. Then paper is known as papier. And colors are known as coolers. I repeat, coolers. And of course, how can we miss our teachers? So a teacher is known as professor. I repeat, professor. And a principal is known as director. I repeat, director. And then lastly, students. Students are known as étudiants.
Last but not the least, we have the Kapoor brothers as Humpty Dumpty presenting a small skit on introducing oneself in French language.
Thank you.
Bonjour. Bonjour. Comment ça va? Ça va bien et toi? Ça va bien, merci. Quel âge as-tu? J'ai 11 ans. Et quel âge as-tu? J'ai 8 ans. Vous habitez où? J'habite à Chandigarh et toi? J'habite à Delhi. Bravo, au revoir. Merci beaucoup, au revoir.
French has given us the platform to exhibit our thinking and creative expression virtually. Our teamwork, our passion to lead the change and make a difference through our literary expressions became the motivating force for us to display our innovative skills. I hope you all enjoyed this exhibition. Prior to winding it up, I want to thank Lord Almighty, our founders and directors Dr. Ernest Charles J. Samuel and Dr. Annie Charles Samuel, our worthy principal Dr. Parveena John Singh, parents and teachers who directly or indirectly helped us to make this exhibition a successful event.